All right, so what y'all see in front of y'all is a PS2, of course, right? But you know that if you flip it on its side, it'll probably, the logo will be sideways. Well, it appears that, and I found this on Instagram, it appears that Sony has thought of this. I mean, peep this. I'm trying to get it here, and I suck at this. Oh my God. Now, I might be in the minority of finding this out now, but I want to first of all give credit to Hello Neat over on Instagram because I found this on their page. And then I decided to do it myself just for a genuine reaction, and I was just like, yo, this really does work. And then later went to find out it was on the launch PS3, and I'm actually hoping that I can find this out on other systems. I won't know if it's a PS5 because I don't have a PS5, but I'll eventually get one straight up. But what it is, what it do, what it is, lads and ladettes. I am the Grizz, and welcome back to Yesterday Today. Now, in my absence, it's been a pretty crazy few days. It was the holiday, and the kids were off and stuff like that. I wanted to take some time off to relax a little bit, right? Well, I'm back, and a lot has happened. Scalpers are trying to buy ads on YouTubers' channels, and it's just Bungie. Bungie said they've been working on games for the last few years. More on that in the meat and potatoes, but for now, let's get to these appetizers. So Black Friday has come and gone, and yes, still no PS5 for me, but I also ultimately decided to just wait until it's just readily available for me to get it. I can't take the stress of doing this anymore. I actually went and decided to go and purchase Miles Morales in a TV instead because it's just, the stress is just consuming. But it's not just me, it's consuming a lot of other people because GameStop over the weekend, GameStop innocently just tweeted out, what were you able to grab over Black Friday? And people were tweeting not a PS5, and that actually went trending. And yeah, GameStop was just unfortunately in the misfire. But for all of us that don't have PS5 and still have our PS4s, here is something that we shouldn't do. We shouldn't try to get access to somebody's PS Plus collection from the PS5. So over the weekend, some people who were selling their access from the PS5 to the collection to the PS4 owners who want to play all of those games, they were getting banned. Over in Hong Kong, this happened, and they said the people who were on the PS4 and the people who were on PS5 respectively, they both got banned. They're going to have to probably make new accounts, and they just know that, yo, you can't do this now. So this is actually an age-old thing people were doing. People used to do this on the PS3 and 360 era, where people would just go, yo, use my information, log in, download this game, and then it'll be on your hard drive permanently, and you know you good. Well, they are chopping down right on that just so that doesn't happen. And just to let you know, if you appreciate all your trophies and all your cloud storage and everything on your PlayStation Plus, you might want to chill out on this one. So we've all experienced emulation, right? We've played Streets of Rage on our computer or anything of that sort. Or some people had a hack system. We all have experience with it, right? What about emulation on your Xbox Series X, even the S? Well, I came across this on Twitter. Shout out to Spawnwave for this, and he actually appeared to be just straight up emulating Metroid Prime over on the Series X. Now, he can explain it to you better than I can, and he has an explanation over on the channel, a great one as always. But this is actually very, very trippy to me. But it actually is cumbersome, so if you're not willing to do the work or you're not willing to go through all of it, I'm going to go ahead and say, nah, don't do it. But this is actually pretty neat, and Xbox hasn't officially said anything about it yet. Maybe they just kind of like, you paid for our system, so yeah, do whatever you want with it. Or, maybe they're just going to be like, please don't do that. I have no idea. Xbox has always been pretty kind of cool about the way they handle things, so I'm really, really interested. But this is the closest we're going to get to getting a remaster or getting it on other next-gen consoles, right? Because I have no idea what Nintendo is doing with the Metroid Prime Trilogy remaster or HD Trilogy, whatever you want to call it, but we would love to see it. But this is the closest thing you're going to get for the time being. Recently, the man in charge over at Bungie, Pete Parsons, had an interview with Metro over in the UK, and he actually spoke up about why he left why he left Activision, and the fact that he's been working on some games since about 2017, and all of the copyrights and all of the trademarks and stuff that was founded. But he actually really went into a little bit more depth on what happened over at Activision, and he went on and said, to really kind of lean into the building out this cohesive world that has this amazing, highly engaged community, that was the direction that we wanted to go in. We felt like we were not able to pursue that direction at the level that we wanted to, and so we needed to make a change. So I think you are seeing the fruits in the labor, and we still have a lot to learn. We still have a lot to learn, but it is about the creative freedom. So they really just wanted to go more on the creative freedom side, just so they can basically do what they want to do. And they said they really couldn't do everything that they wanted to do owned by another publisher, or having to just have somebody just like, yo, no, we want you to do this just to make us money and stuff like that. So like I said, this games as a service stuff, it can probably be spread thin. But this game might be funding Bungie. I really want to say, since they're independent basically now, they will be funding Bungie, and they can go ahead and branch off into other games. Maybe another first-person shooter that's not an online-only game, or maybe something in general, because Bungie, one thing they do is make solid games. Halo 1 through 3, solid games. And then Destiny 1 and 2, very solid games. So I would like to actually know what else they can do. Maybe an action RPG, maybe an action game, maybe a western, like a story, something. It'd be really great to see what else the minds of Bungies can come up with. Well, let's talk about a game that garnered more controversy than it garnered money for Square Enix, and I'm talking about Avengers, the ongoing Destiny type version of it. Well, the game looked okay. A lot of people said, all right, it's all right, but then it caused the company to lose about $67 million. There was rumors over the last week or so that it just didn't make enough. It didn't make up to what it made. So it didn't do well. It's not doing well. And one thing I will say is that not everybody can jump into the games as a service space, right? And it's actually just getting overcrowded. They tried with Anthem. It had some promise. There's something there, but we're still waiting for Anthem 2.0. But it's actually just really crowded because you got Destiny that owns that space. Destiny is the king of that space, especially on the console front. And then you got Division for the second runner-up. And if I'm missing something, please correct me in the comments. But then you got other stuff that's really trying to jump into it and just didn't do right or failed, which is Anthem, when they decided to go back and just bring it back down to the nitty-gritty. But now you got Avengers, which just didn't do too well, and stuff is getting delayed. Now, we definitely can give it up to the pandemic and say, yes, it definitely delayed stuff, but the game maybe should have gotten delayed itself, or maybe something should have happened. Maybe, yes, just delay it. Make a final great product, then just try to just really, pace it out through here. But then again, Destiny wasn't the greatest at the beginning, but Destiny was pretty fine. They definitely worked out all of the glitches and worked all of it, and now they hardly have any issues. Any issues is regular, and it gets fixed within a week. So maybe stop trying to do it because it brings in money, but do it, maybe because there's a passion about it. It seems like an okay passion project, but they didn't do enough. There's not enough quality. There needs to be quality improvements and stuff like that. The game looks okay, but it doesn't seem to be enough. And a lot of people are saying it's not enough to jump in. Kate Bishop, it got delayed, and after Kate Bishop, we're not getting anything until 2021. So yes, definitely hope that this game picks up. I definitely don't want to ever see a game fail or anything, but I hope that it picks up, and hopefully maybe one day it'll be interesting enough, because who doesn't love Marvel at this point? Hopefully it'll be interesting enough for maybe me to pick up and just play all of the hero stories or something like that. But I'm really hoping that this game does a complete 180. So if you're like me, you probably bought Control on last gen systems, right? I didn't finish it. Great game, and a lot of people thought it was a great game, but I would have liked to finish it on next gen. But here's the catch. We found out that if you bought the base Control version, it won't be compatible with the PS5 and the Series X. Then they came out with Control Ultimate Edition, and even up till right now, I do believe it's about $20. That version is compatible with both PS4, Xbox One family, and the PS5 and Xbox Series family. That's what I'm calling it, the Xbox Series family. I'm not saying all of that other stuff. But, so, the thing is, though, we actually randomly got a teaser, and it seems that Control Ultimate Edition might be headed to Xbox Game Pass because, well, base Control isn't compatible with it, right? Well, we actually received a tweet. We actually saw a tweet from the Xbox Game Pass account, and it said, from Melissa McGamepass, who is the Executive Senior VP Lieutenant of General Video Game Communications of Microsoft Corporation, which is a long title, but she sent them an email, and the email says, I want to start by saying great work last month. We made so many announcements, I could barely keep track. EA Play came to console. The cloud gaming beta library got bigger. Oh yeah, and the Xbox Series X/S finally launched. No big deal. But guess what? We're not slowing down for December. EA Play is coming to PC, and we have a ton of games slated on top of that. We even have Redacted in red, which our fans won't stop mentioning. That's why I sent you that GIF with the sinister red light. Anyways, you all know the drill by now. Keep all this confidential and don't try anything cute like screenshotting this email and posting it to Twitter. Thanks, Melissa. And Xbox Game Pass, they tweeted, honestly, we have no idea what GIF or sinister red light Melissa is referring to. Now, that's actually quite funny because definitely points to Control. And honestly, I don't know any other games that have had sinister red lights, at least recently, that would be this big of a deal. Control was one of the bigger games of last year, and they're looking to expand it into next gen because expansions are still coming out, and it's still quite relevant. So I'm hoping that it's Control, because to play it on the Series X would be absolutely amazing. The sound quality, the visual quality, everything. I've literally played this game. It's creepy, but it's actually very intriguing. So, here's hoping that it actually is Control. Just like when they showed us a siege happening with 6 rainbows going over it. I mean, come on, man. So this is actually quite predictable still. At least I hope so. Take this with a grain of salt there. So a lot of people were talking about how certain PS5 games were outperforming the Series X. And it definitely shouldn't, because, well, the Series X is definitely the most powerful console out there. And that's definitely what it has going for it, the whole shtick. But Microsoft actually took to the community and they actually released an official statement. And this is what they said. It said, we are aware of performance issues in a handful of optimized titles on the Xbox Series X/S. And are actively working with our partners to identify and resolve the issues to ensure an optimal experience. As we begin a new console generation, our partners are just now scratching the surface of what next-gen consoles can do, and minor bug fixes are expected as they learn how to take full advantage of our new platform. We are eager to continue working with developers to further explore the capability of the Xbox Series family in the future. Now, what that exactly means is something that I've been saying on this channel for quite some time. Games look amazing, right? A lot of people are saying, oh, these games are on your Xbox One and stuff like that. Right, cool, no problem. But this is very early in the gen. Now, if you are one of those people who's going to be adapting late, like say you want to get it maybe next year, in the end of next year or a year after that, games that come out around then will be better, because these are games that have been in development for 3 to maybe 4 years sometimes, that were currently being developed for the previous consoles like Cyberpunk, and then just said, yo, move it over, and then they just did the optimization updates later. So, but then you'll soon, maybe the next 2 to 3 years, I want to say, have games, maybe even less, have games specifically for these systems, so you can get the best out of these systems, right? We already see that the Xbox Series X is optimal. It's the fastest, it's the strongest, and stuff like that. It has its strengths, but it doesn't have that many games. But the games that it does have, it runs buttery smooth, very powerful, and it's whisper quiet. So that is also something I can't wait to get. But yeah, this is what's going on. So we're not missing too much right now. All of the controversy and stuff like that happening with the, of course, that comes with a new generation. But this will be fixed as the years come down, lads and ladders. Remember that they will, as they get more comfortable and used to the hardware, they will be able to perform better and get better out of it. Keep that in mind. Alright, lads and ladders, that is it for today. Go ahead and hit the like button if you haven't already. If not, hit the dislike. It's all good. If you're new here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and put on all of those notifications so you know when your boy is posting. Like we always do with this time, always at 9, we post every day, Monday to Friday, bring you some of the biggest gaming news you may have missed from yesterday, today. That's it for today. Lads and ladders, this video is finito.